Hello, this is Scarecrow, and this video is gonna be a little different because I have been doing a lot of stuff lately and I would like to share it with you. First of all, in September I got a voice acting job in a radio play called Mordet på Laura Marklund, which roughly translates to Laura Marklund's murder. And it was a really exciting experience. The recording took about a week and it's out right now. Link in the description. Second of all, I broke my toe on set. I'm not kidding. It was the last day of recording and the very last scene we did. In the scene, my character called Alex was getting a phone call from his trainer. I cut out some parts so it wouldn't be so long, but basically, this is how I broke my toe.
Okej, då kör vi på med scen 18, tagning 2. Varsågoda.
Hallå?
Hej Alex, det var Roy här. Ringer jag opassligt?
Nej.
Järvinen ringde. Det är dåliga nyheter. Du rymdes inte med. Sorry.
Okej.
Det blir nog bra, Alex. Du får ta hand om dig nu. Nu är det bara att andas ut och koppla av.
Satan! Oj, helvete.
Slog du dig?
Ja.
Vad gjorde du?
Oj nej.
Jag sparkade den här stolen. Aj, jävlar. Au. Det blev äkta åtminstone.
Nu ska vi skåla. Vad slog du?
Alltså. Stortån. This is what my toe looked like afterwards. So yeah. Thirdly, I moved to Sweden for a couple of months to do my internship as a directing assistant. Basically, I didn't have a lot of spare time. But my cover of Anthem of the Lonely was halfway done, so I decided to put up some black sheets in my kitchen and film it. I would like to talk a little bit about the play we did, because it was indeed a fascinating experience. It was called Musikanternas uttåg, or the Outwalk of the musicians, I think. It's a story about the working class in northern Sweden during the early 1900s, and how they slowly but surely starts to find their self-worth and starts to demanding their human rights. It's based on the novel by the same name by Per-Olof Enquist, who is a household name among people from northern Sweden. The interesting part about this is that it had never been done before. Of course, people have wanted to make a play out of it, or movies, but right before he passed away in 2020, he finally agreed. Also, the theater was moving into a bigger stage, so there was a lot of changes going on. We rehearsed for 7 weeks in the old building and then moved into the bigger one, 2 weeks before the premiere. When we finally got to the bigger stage, it was huge. The roof was 15 meters high, and there were 7-meter high poles that could be elevated up and down from the ceiling. Also this huge table. Here are some pictures from the opening act. They sang some songs and told stories about the religious life in Sweden in the early 1900s. Here, the locals are finding out that there's a socialist in town, and they chase him down and force him to eat worm. Why? Because they have never seen anybody from Stockholm before. Here, the locals are starting a work association, while the manager hires one of the main characters to spy on them. Here, the locals are waiting for a snowstorm to pass so that they can go back to work. And when they find out that their pay will be lowered because of the storm, they go on strike. Here they are singing the strikers' song. Here the association has been declared worthless, so the workers burn the name list of the members so they won't get blacklisted by the manager. Here the workers found out about the spy in the association. In this picture, the main characters are writing a letter to the socialist asking him for help. And this is how the first act ended. The second act opened up with a song, and then went back to the workers. While they carried the timber back and forth over the stage, these pillars went up and down, kinda like an engine. Here the workers are going on strike for a second time, and the strikers' song was blasting. Later, the socialist returns by boat. Here the main character is following the socialist up north to try and get more support for the workers. But they are not welcomed, so they get locked into an outhouse. So they break out and get beat up. The locals accidentally make him bite off his tongue, So the main character passes out and we get transported into his nightmare. Here they have gotten back from the hospital and she is telling them that she has been raped. There was a lot of powerful music in this scene and amazing performances. In this picture, the perpetrator has realized what he has done and he is taking his life. There were a lot of stage effects and singing during this scene. This scene was filled with conflicting emotions, because even though his actions had been terrible, this was still one of the main characters. And there was nothing earlier in the play indicating that he would turn to such a horrible act. So for example, the music that was playing in this scene was neither happy or sad. In this picture they have just found the body and they decided that they don't want to stay in Sweden anymore. Here they get a letter from the socialist who is in Argentina, and they decide to pack their things and move after him. And this is where the actors are singing the final song. And now the fourth thing. My internship was all done and I was satisfied. And I had just gotten home when I got a phone call from the director and he had something very interesting to tell me. Luckily I captured the moment.
Ah, so nice to be home. Hello? Pandemic? What pandemic? So you need me to come back? Don't worry, Sweden. I will save you.
Turns out that one of the actors had gotten exposed to the virus and they needed me to jump in his place. Of course I panicked a little bit because I hadn't rehearsed, but at this point I had seen the play so many times so it was basically in my bone. And it went really well. All in all I did 7 shows and it was a lot of fun. I can definitely say that I learned a lot from this experience and everyone was super nice towards me, so thank you. I hope you liked this video. Obviously I couldn't give you the full experience, but I just wanted to talk about what I've been up to lately. Thank you for watching and bye!